So, last time we knew about the age-old Gecko with a potty mouth is that he was just your typical, really rich hermit that loved to watch television from the confines of his own home. So, let's see how life's been with him 2 years later.
I can tell you right now that 20 to 30 years later, Square...
Since retiring from the public's eye, I had resigned myself to a life of solitude.
Oh.
For 2 years, I started my day watching Kung Fu theater. Days, then weeks blurred into one long, greasy telethon. The next thing I know, some government goons show up at my place. It seems they've caught a whiff of old Mr. Sunshine himself, Rez. He's back in the media dimension, and they think I'm crazy enough to go back in after him. So they
That and there was a warrant for my arrest, so that kind of was the deal breaker.
Start giving me the big
Ow!
How dare you go slapping a CG cartoon like that?
I give a little back.
Well, wow.
I've made my defense.
So we negotiate a little something to cover my expenses. They throw in one of those secret agent suits, and I tell them we got a deal.
And fine, there you go.
Looks like I'm headed back into the media dimension. It's gonna be deja ouch all over again.
Amen to that, brother. So, not long after we did the first one, welcome to the Ripworm sequel, Enter the Gecko.
Coming through.
Oh.
Rez is back again, and finally in 3D!
Ish.
Yes, very, very dated 3D. I mean, no more dated than what, like, you know, your typical Mario 64s or Banjos or whatnot, and actually thinking about it, this came out, like, pretty early on around that same time. Like, it came out before Banjo, it came out before Ocarina of Time, anything like that. So, all it really had to go off of was Super Mario 64, and boy does it go off of Mario 64 in style.
Yeah?
Especially with that lovely-looking suit.
Look at him.
I mean, I can see it, yeah, and that's the look I do remember the most of the Gecko men.
Oh yeah, same here. Like I said, my first major, you know, experience with the Gecko was literally with Enter the Gecko, and not even with this version of the game either. It was literally with the N64 release, which I rented at the local Blockbuster, and then I guess, you know, kind of just went from there. So yeah, welcome everybody.
I guess we should probably get that out of the way. Like, for people that are, like, split on which version to get, which one would you say is, like, the more preferred version between the two of them?
PlayStation.
I would definitely say the PS1 version, even though it does come with a few bits of slowdown, and I know the N64 version had, like, one level to itself, but it was pretty much an all-swimming level, so take that for what you will.
Even as someone who owned the N64, I could say that comparably from what I've seen, the PlayStation version just has better sound, and especially when we get to Enter the Gecko, especially when we get to the third one, Deep Cover Gecko, Undercover Gecko?
Deep Cover Gecko.
I think so, one of those two. It just ran better and had better, you know, graphical fidelity. Anyway.
Gecko's Isle.
Ha. So,
oh yeah, all the word names and puns are pretty much rampant all across this game.
So, so James, what should we know going into this coming out of Gex 1?
Okay, so starting off, we have access to two worlds at the moment. We have Toon TV down there, and we also have, on the other side, Screen TV, which, now the funny thing is that even though we have these levels, like, you know, they're properly themed, there will be additional levels with those same themes as well, like the further we go into the game. So this won't be the only time we'll be going to the realm of cartoons or horror. In fact,
right.
Which, you know, sort of, you know, going reversal from the original game, we're going to start off with some tunes.
Oh, why not?
Whee!
It feels more fitting, and we have a bunch of missions already.
Yep. Now, much like Mario 64 proper, the selection's only going to give you like a brief hint on where you can find a red remote. Like, you'll be dropped into the world and do whatever you want in whatever order you want. But doing it this way will actually give you a cutscene of what you should do.
Uh-huh.
Now...
Hey, I feel like I'm trapped in Boy George's pants.
What?
And who's what?
I'm going to assume his pants is just as colorful and...
I was going to say, oh, Gex, it's like I hardly missed you. Also, two things. One is that, as James was pointing out, they don't isolate all of the themed levels to one world, so we'll be coming back to Toontown many times. Number two is, James, when we're collecting the remotes, is it Banjo-Kazooie or Super Mario 64?
Mario 64.
Oh no.
Well, basically, once we grab a red remote, we will be warped right back to the hub.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
nuts.
Look, I just
Ah, well.
wanted the gift shop and the
So now is there a 100 coin kind of star?
Yes, every single level of the game will task you with collecting a certain amount of the little collectibles that are across every level. Now, the cool thing about Enter the Gecko is that the collectibles you gather are unique to each and every level, and not only that, there's 3 types of unique collectibles in every world.
Oh, an extra life.
So we got ourselves, we collected 30 carrots, and now they've been replaced with cans of spinach.
Huh.
Oh, ha! I see where they're going with this here. Fair enough. And yeah, beyond that, going from Gex 1, which I will still say that that some of the mechanics of it was pretty neat still, like being able to like climb on walls and stuff. As you see here, we cannot climb on walls, only on certain climbable surfaces. But we have this new pogo move.
It pretty much serves a similar purpose to the downward tail drop from the original game. It's a little more. It's a little, you know, you get a little more distance this way, and it's a little easier. Well, okay, I wouldn't say outright say easier to use, but you do get a little more, you know, hang time doing it.
Right.
Tunes and anvils?
It's like Mario. It's like Mario. Yeah, like you said.
You know what? That's probably the most logical question I've ever heard Gex ask.
Well, what I want to say is that, like, that joke would probably work better if they actually did drop any anvils, because not a single devil damn one of those things was an anvil.
I think I saw one, or maybe I was confusing with the safe. Yeah.
I think it was a safe.
There's a whole lot of stuff that'll drop in those quote unquote
Hard hat.
helmet safety zones, hard hat zones. Like you can have anvils, the kitchen sink, the fat lady, you name it.
Whoa, what was this?
This right here is one of the game's many secret remotes. There's one hidden in every level. Technically, there's 2 of them in every level, but one of them's finding them in the level themselves. The other one is found. Ow! Well, there's the kitchen sink. But you can get. Oh, and there's the fat lady. There's
now that's a safe. Let's not die trying to prove a point to hype.
Well, that looked more like a weight than a safe.
I don't want to lose our progress, because I assume if we die, we have to collect all those things again. And
thankfully, you don't have to worry about recollecting these things again. They actually do tally up. That being said, I don't think you. Actually, if you do end up dying, the ones that you can usually find like out in the open are not there anymore. But enemies will respawn, and you can get get collectibles that way.
Oh, now they're TNT plungers.
Yep. Very handy.
Still cannot wait for whatever the hell's going to happen with Wile E. Coyote versus Acme.
Yeah, me too. Like, did you hear the news that they actually have John Cena signed on board for that, Logan?
Yes, he's going to be the CEO of Acme, and
I mean, damn.
I would not have initially, again, 5 years ago. I don't know if I would have believed you or not, but after his involvement in, I want to say, Bumblebee and
Peacemaker,
I could see him. He's going to have a lot of fun with the role, I think.
Yeah, honestly, like. Just in general, I think it's so surreal we're finally gonna get another... Well, I mean, technically we have Space Jam 2, but after that, like, another, like, theatrical Looney Tunes movie, and one focusing on, like, Wile E. Coyote suing Acme, it's just... The premise alone feels like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
The premise one of those things that it feels like it was a matter of time. Like, considering like how often he calls upon Acme services, and it constantly, you know... slams him right in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, but on that note, I am curious because it's one of those things where the premise sounds like it'd be great for a short, but I don't know how they're going to fill a 60 to 90 minute theatrical like release.
Well, I'm sure James Gunn can figure it out because there's the anvil. I was about to say, I'm sure James Gunn can figure it out because, last I checked, he's the person directing it. And I want to ask you, Logan, a lot of people mention that because, they're really excited at the prospect of what James Gunn could do with, like, a Looney Tunes product. They pitched around the idea of, like, given his expertise with Guardians of the Galaxy, which, by the way, I'm also looking forward to when that 3rd movie comes out.
Same.
A lot of people are saying that it'd be interesting to see, like, Gunn's take on a Duck Dodgers movie.
I mean, that honestly just seems like a match made in heaven.
That sounds like a fine fit. I've seen this one trailer going around
where's that other purple shroom I'm missing?
Oh, that's what we're looking for. I thought we were just looking for other things.
I decided to do that one first because they're all in this exact area. Now I think I've already found like 4 of them. I'm trying to find the 5th one.
And now, if we leave, will our tally of counting things up also go away?
Yes. So that being said, I do have a particular plan in mind for that.
Okay. Well, so
Actually,
far,
now that I think about it, did I already climb up there?
I believe you
yeah, it's
did,
not up
and
there.
because that was where the carrot farm was. I don't think that wouldn't be in the water tower. I think you got all the ones around here.
There has to be.
Right.
There's 5 exactly in this exact area.
Okay.
Oh, in this room. Well, because there's a whole other area up there.
Oh wait, now I know where it is.
Up there.
It's up. It's up there, right where the smiley face is bouncing around the
Kill him.
freaking happy-go-lucky prick.
Get him. And of course, TVs are back with containing little items and goodies to find.
Yep, like
and-
extra lives, health, and the occasional shield.
Yeah, although from what I understand, like the power-ups in this game aren't all that similar to the ones in the first game.
No, they're just, it's mostly just they're like invincibility.
No more elemental powers for us.
Nah, that'd be pretty sweet though, considering the fact this feels like a kind of game where, you know, like straight up range combat would be nice. Now, we could go ahead and grab the red remote right now and call it a day, but I'm actually not that far off from getting the bonus remote, so I'll go ahead and make a little bit of progress and grab whatever the rest of the plungers I need before progressing.
Oh, wait a minute,
So,
for sure. Wabbit season.
Oh yeah, we might want to be careful though, because I do believe it's open season on us.
What
Wait,
do you mean?
We're not. Oh. Huh.
This is gonna fool people, isn't it?
In a matter of speaking.
I don't care much for this.
Also, yeah, for those that are going to be watching this, you want to know a certain movie that came out actually not that far before this game came out?
What's that?
Austin Powers, the International Man of Mystery, and this game has no shame in quoting it here and there.
Yeah, I mean that would be
between
within Gex.
Oh, jeez, Elmerfoot.
Oh,
But you
you
just send the bullet right back at him. Die.
I couldn't even tell if the bullet actually did hit him or if that was just my tail literally getting the best of him. All right, there we go.
Okay, so once you go through 3 tiers of collectibles, fair enough. What was the other thing? But I mean, especially between this game and the third game, makes absolutely does not surprise me that they would want to reference Austin Powers given the tone.
right.
Yeah, like this entire game feels like it's pretty much trying to mimic off of Austin Powers, considering we're playing as a quote-unquote secret agent Gex, going through the media dimension, while also fighting off, the big bad of the day.
I want to ask, so we got all the collectibles in this area to get one of the remotes. Say you decide to go after one of the other red remotes here. Do you have to recollect all those collectibles again?
Yes. When you're done with a level, you do have to recollect everything.
Okay. So treat them like you would 100 coin stars. Also, the thing I was going to ask is, why do we care about the bonus remotes?
Okay, so this game has its own 100% special if you decide to get everything. All the red remotes, and all the bonus silver remotes, and the elusive gold remotes.
Okay.
And I will say this right now, I am not going to be making that a huge priority. I'm just going to I will grab every red remote I can and every bonus I can. But if in the event we do reach the end, I don't have all the remotes by then, I'm just going to boot up my 100% save file and show you guys the bonus that way.
Oh, is there like a cutscene view, or would you just have to fight the final boss then?
Huh?
If
Is
you
there a
wanted
cutscene
to,
viewer,
if you wanted to show us the reward for collecting everything, is there an easy to find like cutscene viewer, or basically are you saying that you would basically go to that 100% save file to beat the boss?
I'd have to refight Rez.
Fair enough. Okay. Alrighty.
So,
well.
And yeah, terribly sorry about that. I was sort of distracted by learning how exactly Keith Richards views the world.
Oh, because I was about to say, we talked over it, so I wasn't entirely sure what his quip was this time.
That's fair. All right, so our second mission of this area of Toon TV, we gotta go kill off all the Emma Fuds. Now it's time to finish the job.
And yeah, this is basically what I mean. Now that we re-entered it again with the different objective, we're still gonna need to collect all the carrots and plungers and whatnot, right?
Oh no, we don't have to do that. That's already said and done.
Okay.
You only have to do that whole thing once if you want to get the bonus remote. Otherwise, I would say go ahead and try and collect them anyway, considering the fact that every 30 and 40 of these you will still get an extra life.
Okay. Right, that was what I was asking earlier. I guess I didn't quite word it as well as I should have. Gex loves TV.
Oh come on, my love isn't that blatant.
Is it? Is it? He just goes to the camera. Is it?
Gex, we've been over this. There's been actual class action lawsuits. Actually, topical as it is, We recently have heard that Square Enix has re-registered the trademark.
So that joke I made at the beginning actually isn't that full of hot air.
Which means I like to now believe that there are two possibilities as to what has just happened. Number one, they are actually planning to bring back the gloriousness that is Gex to the new generation because they believe so strongly in supporting this ideal and unique IP.
It's tail time.
And then there's scenario number two, which is that they revile and treat this as the most repulsive and villainous of IPs that they never wish to see the light of day again. Therefore, they're simply re-registering it so that no one may ever have a chance to bring this back.
My thing is that, like, I know it seems like a bit of a stretch, but if KO of all things can get a revival, I don't see why Gex is any less likely.
If Bubsy can get a revival.
Yeah, I didn't play the other Bubsy revival game though.
Oh, Pause of Fire? I mean, barring whatever you feel of the IP, it's not a terrible game.
Yeah,
At most, it's pretty dang.
Note to self: don't drink tap water at Jerry Garcia's.
Why does he spike it?
That's actually I mean that's just good life advice in general.
Yeah.
So
but it's like I did hear like between the two Bubsy revival games, it is the better of the two.
It technically is. Like, let's just put it to you this. Let me just put it to you guys this way. And to those of you that never did see our look at way back when, it's effectively what happens when you take Bubsy and his amazing animal friends and put them in a not Bit Trip Runner game.
Right.
In fact, it's pretty much made by the same people.
No, it is. No, absolutely it is.
My inner child is coming out, and it hurts.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
Oh yeah, it should also be said, a good handful of quotes from the original game are more or less reused, though. There are a couple of them he does actually redo for the sequel, and there's plenty of other quotes on top of that, like the aforementioned, nods to Austin Powers.
Yep. Otherwise, yeah, it's everyone's favorite Gex actor right back at it, and I wonder if they were to bring it back, if he would ever be open to it. First of all, I don't know if he's around. Second of all,
I was about to say,
working, and third of all, I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, my thing is that, like, I'm sure he's still around, but it's just a matter of, like you said, if he's still working or not.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I mean, what was the last thing he was on?
I will look it up.
Yeah. I feel like we did, like, look that up while we were in the middle of the first game, but yeah, I forgot what specifically he was on last time.
Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that awesome little kung fu kick that Gex is able to do now by crouching and pressing the jump button?
Mm-hmm.
I love to imagine that is literally only because he accepted the kung fu training. That's the only. But it is a solid.
Oh,
move.
and don't blink.
There's plenty more where this
Oh! Checkpoint.
And I just collapsed there like freaking Gonzo took a grappling hook to the noggin. Oh God! Radek! Oh dear God!
Oh, careful.
Annie.
Uh-oh. Pimps be strutting on this road.
Pimp strutting.
Pimp strutting.
My God.
Caution. I just love the idea of a sign. Caution. Pimps be strutting. Whoa.
Oh boy.
There's our climbable surfaces.
Yep. You can't climb on every surface because, let's be real here, if you could do that, the game would be broken, like, in a heartbeat.
If it did, I would absolutely sue Breath of the Wild for copying on this ideal and unique trademark.
Yeah. Now, you guys may be wondering, gosh darn, James, you're actually doing pretty good so far. Well, I've had my practice in, and I mean, I kind of need it considering, not for nothing, but this game's camera has aged pretty badly.
So how do we control the camera?
With the L1 and R1 buttons.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be the part where you're like, that's the best part. You don't.
You don't.
I mean, you can do that too, if you're insane.
Is it kind of like Spyro where there's like an auto follow kind of camera at times?
There is. You can, as a matter of fact, if you were to pause the game per se, there are 3 camera options for, like, there's manual, automatic, and then semi-automatic.
Oh.
I think by default they do lock you into semi-automatic, so there's that.